Now, the city of Cape Town has set aside 120 billion rand to tackle infrastructure challenges over a 10-year period. Mayor Geordin Hill-Lewis says the first infrastructure report demonstrates a metro of hope for the residents. The plan looks at, among other key infrastructure projects, transport, energy, water and sanitation. A Newzroom Afrika reporter Nasiphi Same filed this report.
The city of Cape Town is channeling its budget in key infrastructure projects of transport, energy, water and sanitation. Mayor Geordin Hill-Lewis earlier launched the first of 3 annual infrastructure reports. He says his council plans to spend a little more on the city's water and sanitation, particularly in poorer communities.
This is a 10-year look. It contains 120 billion rand in planned infrastructure spending over the decade. And it goes into really fine detail with maps, with details of projects, where they're going to be. And we really hope that this shows our commitment, firstly, to be honest about our problems. We're not trying to put on a glossy report that makes it look as though we've got everything covered on infrastructure. We don't. We know that there are major infrastructure pressures in Cape Town. But the consequences of it will affect every person in our city with better services, better dignity, more economic growth.
But where will the money to fund this grand plan come from?
The city will fund it predominantly ourselves. Some of it, for example, in the energy space is funded by the private sector. But the huge majority of it is funded by the city itself. The biggest chunk, the biggest whack goes into water and sanitation infrastructure because that is the biggest pressure point in our city. If you cast your mind back to the very first day that I was elected, the first thing that I did was talk about sewer problems in Khayelitsha and in lots of townships and in poor neighborhoods in the city where density is massive. And our infrastructure is behind the curve there. We've got work to do.
The city of Cape Town says an infrastructure-led growth is important for the lives and dignity of its residents. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Nasiphi Same in Cape Town.